Welcome to More Than Mindset, the only podcast that bridges the gap between spirituality and success. Go beyond the mind with clarity and confidence coach Kim Guillory and learn how to integrate your passion to serve with your skills and experience to create a business you love. Let's get started.
Hey there, and welcome back to the show. Today we are going to talk about belief and raising your belief scale. So it's kind of like raising the vibes, raising your vibration so that you can believe better, so that you can believe fuller, more deeply. Like, I want to get you to the point to where you believe it to the bone. So, I've talked about this before, how I bleed out disbelief in my journaling in the morning. So I write until all of the stories of I can't are gone. And then I bring in the stories that I can, and then I raise those up a notch, and then I fell into that, and then I raise it up a notch, and then I fell into that. And then before I know it, I am in full belief, and then I'm ready to start the day. So I recommend doing that. I want you to try it out. Like, try one morning and notice if you feel different, because really that's all we can do is we try something, and then we test out the results. We see what we got from it. And then we assess and we try something else, or we maybe try doing the same exact thing again if it felt like it worked. We tweak. That's what entrepreneurs do, guys. If you're waiting for the perfect plan to work every single time, you're likely going to be disappointed. It's just not how it works. So today I am doing a live masterclass webinar. It's just an opportunity for me to come on and teach and coach and answer questions about assessing and strategizing your business to see what you can tweak and do different, give you some feedback, tell you the 3 main things that you have to do to make more money. So I'm excited about that. And on to today's show. So I've been talking to some clients this week who were in disbelief. Now, let me tell you why they were in disbelief. Because it's the holidays. I heard this 3 times in one day. Well, I'm sure I won't make any more sales this month because it's Christmas. I'm pretty sure no one else will buy this year because, Christmas is next week. We're at the end of the month, and people are not going to buy when it's that close to the holidays. And I want you to know that that is your small t truth. Because this mama right here, this business owner, let me tell you what I do at the end of the year and what I do in December. I am looking at my funds and I am deciding where I'm going to invest next year. And the thing I love buying more than anything else is coaching, personal transformation, growing my business. Yeah. So you could be wrong. Really think about that. What if your belief that no one else will buy this year is actually what's blocking you from making a sale, serving more people, right? Think about it. If you close the doors and there's people like me looking around like, where am I going to dump this cash at? What am I going to invest in? And your doors are closed. What? This is for real. I'm not kidding. My first somewhat big investment, aside from coach training, when I decided just to invest in a coach to help me make sales, to help me strategize, up my prices, kind of build out the container, charge my value and worth. It was in December. I think it was the week before Christmas. I know for sure it was in December because I remember it was $6,000 for 10 weeks. And I was freaking out because they left to go on vacation a few days after. And I was counting the days thinking, oh my God, I'm never going to get this. I just gave my money away. I only have so many weeks. And so every year at Christmas time, I think about that. It was, by the way, one of the absolute best investments I ever made. It was the first time I invested $6,000. I thought I would die. I was totally freaking out. Didn't think I'd make my money back. And actually, I remember having the conversation, if I was guaranteed to get this back, would I do it? And the answer was yes. And in that moment is when I realized the lack of belief was in myself. It wasn't in the program. It wasn't in the person. It was actually in me. Because let me just put it this way. The way I think about it now, like if I invest $5,000, $10,000, $25,000 in something, I'm for sure going to get it back. Like I'm for sure going to double it because I know myself and I know I'm going to get everything out of the investment. And I know it is my responsibility to take in as much as I can and make as many changes as I can, put myself forward, show up 100% of the time. And for sure, I'm going to make it back because that's my belief. But back then, it was like, this is the last time. Like I was so sure that it was do or die. Like if I don't make this back, this is it. This is over in this online business, this coaching stuff. Like I am going back to the drawing board and I'm just going to, I don't know, most of the time I just say I'm going to go back and feed the birds. But this time I remember just like, I'm just going to go back to the way I used to do things. It was better than nothing. You know, I don't want to stay home. I don't want to not work. I can't figure this out. Like all of that stuff is running through my head. But I think the most important thing is to let you know that I did invest that money and it was at Christmas time. And I have every year invested at this time of the year because I am looking at where do I want to grow my business next year? I start like running numbers and looking and comparing, you know, where it's going, where I'm going from here, what's happening next, what is lacking in my business to grow me to the next level. And for me in particular, it's scaling. And when I ask myself the question, like, where do I need the help in order to scale my business? The answer is like system, structure, traffic flow. And so my mind goes to work. It's like, okay, do I Google this? Do I find a coach? Is there a program out there that's right for me? And I start searching. And so I urge you to do that for yourself. Look at your numbers from this year and ask yourself, like, where is the area that you think you could have grown or you want to grow next, right? I pick something every single year. Believe you can do it. Believe you will find the right investment. Believe that you can count on yourself to make your money back. Return on investment. And then you just get to work. I blew that one out of the water 3 times this week because I was literally told that 3 times. Like, well, I pretty much closed off the books and, you know, that's it for the year. And I'm pretty sure this is as much as I'll make. And I'm like, that is like a terrible belief. Seriously. Like, what if you opened the doors and you said, I'm willing to be surprised at who will come forward at this time of the year. I'm willing to be surprised in how they find me, how they show up. You know, my work is out there, my website is done. Like that stuff is already set in place. What if you truly believed that the right people will find you? And maybe with less effort than ever, just by believing and opening the door of potentiality, possibility, saying, yes, I'm ready. Because here's how it works. You ask and then you receive. In other words, they start coming and then you allow. And so it's like some of you are asking, begging to receive, and then closing the door saying, well, if it were possible, but I know it's not. Guys, that is your job, to keep the door open and to allow it to come through. I cannot express this enough. I have been looking for the last 6 weeks on where am I going to invest in next year. And so I want you to really reconsider your beliefs if you think clients do not buy or people do not buy during the holidays. Another thing that I was sharing is, so I have a family we have 5 grown children. And some babies, of course, but they're all busy with their own things. So it's just me and my husband, and we have Christmas. We celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve evening. So literally the only event we have, because everyone else in our family is gone. We don't do anything else. So around 5 o'clock, Christmas Eve, until 10, 11, 12, whatever time. That's it. And so the rest of the time, kind of deciding what I want to do with my business the following year. And so not everyone is super busy. That again is another belief. Test yourself. Question. Like you're seeing from the perception, a very small, limited perception of just how you're viewing, like the lenses that you're wearing. So be willing to pull off your shades and put on a different perception and see if you can notice there may be other stories out there that are more true than yours. All right. So I want you to consider changing that belief. And then we're going to talk about how to raise the feeling sensation in your body, how to raise your belief scale so that you can sell, right? So here's the thought that I was told at least 3 times this week, which is no one else buys at this time of the year. I'm just going to start preparing for January. January is a better time. It's the beginning of the year. More people are ready to get started with something new. Okay, so that's kind of like the apathy. It's almost like this giving up, like the year is over. So I'm just going to go hang out and spend time with the kids and the family, and I'm not going to worry about my business or focus on my business. And behind that is the thought, I don't want to waste my time. Really think about that. I don't want to waste my time. I don't want to spend my time focusing on clients or business or next year. I'm ready to shut the doors. And if you want to do that, it's perfectly fine. Just do it consciously. Just do it consciously. Take personal responsibility for your thoughts and know that you can change them and you can change the energy in your body, therefore changing the belief scale, right? So this is what it's all about. You got to feel it in order to grow it, in order to become it. Okay? Hard core rules. You have to do those 3 things. If you can't feel it in your body, if you can't feel belief, then you're not going to be able to grow it and stay in the belief, therefore becoming it. And the reason why is, so you think the thought, and then that creates a sensation in the body. So when you're thinking it's the end of the year, I just assume take off, no one's going to buy, like the next 2 weeks are done, the year is practically over. What do you feel like? Is it hopelessness, defeat, kind of giving up? Is it apathy? Or maybe you're happy, but just feel the sensation that comes up. It's kind of blah, right? It's kind of gloomy. It's kind of like over. It's kind of done. When you feel that way, what's the action that you take? Think about it. You're compelled to just kind of hang out, eat popcorn or Oreos, put your feet up, watch Lifetime, and just wait till next year. That's the exact result you're going to get is no one is going to buy because you're not even available. You're not even making offers. So you for sure create what you're thinking. So try this. I'm willing to believe that there are people out there who are looking for me. I'm willing to consider that there is someone in my market waiting for me. I'm willing to consider the possibility that if I just open the doors energetically and believe that there is someone out there who is ready to buy, to make a change, to start seeking, I'm willing to consider that they could find me even though I'm not looking for them. Notice if you just keep thinking those thoughts and it just kind of starts growing, it starts building up. Then how do you start feeling? Take a couple of breaths into that. I'm willing to consider that they're already on the way. They're already looking for me. Actually, they've been following me for 6 months or 6 years. You never know. I have people all the time who reach out to me. The last time we talked on Facebook private messenger is a year ago, and they will reach out a year later and ask me and inquire and then join my team. It's crazy. So I'm willing to consider that they're already out there. They're already looking for me. They've already been following and watching me. And here's the other thing is just because someone right now says I am ready and they're ready to pay or invest in or commit, it doesn't mean that you have to ruin your holidays, right? Or that you have to oh my God, I don't know if I'm going to be able to have time to see about them. It's not that at all. You can support them and encourage them, and they start the process in January. People are willing to pay in advance. Do you know that, especially for us business owners, when we're investing, we kind of are fine about investing that extra money at the end of the year before we pay taxes? Yeah. That's expand your mind a little bit and begin to consider that. I paid for something today that I'm not starting until January. And when I signed up, it was $500 down and then pay the rest in January. And I was like, oh, no. I want to pay the whole thing. And the reason that she was doing it that way is so she could collect the money next year so it would count towards next year's revenue. And I was like, isn't that funny? And we think people don't have money. and people are not ready to buy and it's going to be like a hardship. Guys, that's not true. That's just your belief. I want you to understand that. If you have clients telling you that and you're buying their story, then you are not supporting their belief in their dream. I want you to know that right here. Consider that you could support them, sell them their own dreams. Don't let them procrastinate and put that off. Like, don't let them keep waiting to see and waiting to see. That's why they're in the bind that they're in. That's why they're in the rut, because they've been waiting to see for possibly years. Like, think about yourself. How long did you wait? How long did you wait to see if it was just going to happen? And who was the person who helped to encourage you to like, hey, why do you want to keep waiting? Let's just do it now. Are you ready? I'll support you. I'll for sure help you get over it. Just be the person who's willing to believe in her client even before they believe in themselves. So those are all of the reasons that you need to question your beliefs. End of the year sometimes means there's people out there who are ready to invest. They're ready to prepare for next year. They want to get the investment in so that they can change the mindset. Because the minute you say, yes, I'm in, things just start changing, right? I'm that kind of person. I'm like, listen, let me go ahead and pay you in advance because I'm ready to get my mind straight and focused on it right now. The other thing is, if they are a planner and they already know what it is that they're looking for next year, then they're already looking for you, just like I was looking for people to help me and where I wanted to go next year. And also, they're assessing, like they're asking the question. This past year, I said I was going to lose 30 pounds. I actually gained 10. I don't think I can let that happen again next year. I really need to commit right now. And then they're looking for you. They're looking for the person who's going to help them get through the holidays. And that could be a bonus. Like maybe you have a free PDF that you can send them on how to help manage cravings through the holidays. You know, how not to stress eat when you're around a group of people or family that makes you crazy during the holidays. Maybe you have something already created that you can support them. And then you just pick up the coaching in January. These are all ideas. I just want to get your brain to open up a little bit to think about how you can raise your belief scale. What else is possible that you haven't even considered? All right. So once you can feel it, and then you begin to grow it by lifting up the story. They're already waiting for me. They've been watching my page. They've already reached out to me 6 months ago, and now they're ready. They've been watching. They're inspired. They're motivated. They assessed their own life and saw what they didn't do this year, and they want to make sure that doesn't happen again next year. They have money left over at the end of the year that they want to invest in themselves. They're ready to invest this money, especially if it's business, they're ready to invest this money somewhere as a tax deduction. Like what else is there? Like those are all thoughts that just keep lifting you up. And then I want you to create that sensation in your body if someone were to email you right now. Like I want you to feel what it would feel like if you would open your email or your private message and it was someone who's been watching you and she says, I'm ready. Where do I send the money? Like, I'm ready to do it right now. It doesn't matter if we don't start until January. I want you to feel what that would feel like in your body to be surprised. Feel it grow. Get yourself into appreciation and gratitude. And even like telling yourself, I'm willing to consider this more often so it happens more often. Because here's what happens when you have your feelings elevated, and you're putting yourself out there, your door is open, then that energy is actually going out there into the world. And there's someone somewheres else who's saying, Lord, I need the help. Where do I go? God, show me the way. There's something else happening at the same exact time. And then they start coming in because remember I told you, you ask, then you receive. So what happens is someone hears, someone feels, and so they receive and they start coming towards you. And then when you close the doors, instead of allowing, you push them away and they get further away. That's how it happens. It's that simple. And for those of you who are like, okay, I'm not into all of that magic and mystery, I just want you to know that it's really not magic and mystery. It is just the way things work. The happier you are, the more confident you are, the clearer you are, the more people will be attracted to you because they recognize what they want in you. They don't want frazzled and busy and hyped up and all of that stuff. People want calm, confidence, clarity. They want more space and simplicity. Are you willing to be that person for them? Because once you feel it and grow it, then you become it. You take action from the place as if it had already happened, just like the way you imagined they're in your inbox right now waiting for the invoice, or you've just received a surprise payment from PayPal. Someone just paid for a 3-month program. Like, feel what that feels like in your body. Come into gratitude, come into thankfulness, be appreciative, and then choose it right there. Yes, I choose to be this person. I choose to be the person who sells during the holidays. I choose to be the person who's available at whatever time my clients are ready to join. I'm available all of the time. I keep the doors open whether I'm working or not because it's an energetic door. And then commit to that. Commit to yourself the way you would to anyone else. I will not quit. I commit to the belief. I commit to choosing this. I commit to becoming this. And then you cultivate as if it already were. In other words, the decisions you make from here on out come from the place of the person who has already done it, already proven it, already received the money in PayPal or the money in your checking account. So once you have that extra $5,000, then how do you make your decisions? What place do you come from? Are you in gratitude and appreciation? And then you continue making the decisions from that place until you create it. You continue until you create it over and over. When you start feeling like your belief scale is going down and you're starting to fall into despair or defeat or disbelief, you start telling that story. Oh, they're waiting for me. They've come. They've been watching me for 6 months. They've been watching me for 6 years. It's like, as I grow into the future version of myself, more people recognize what they want and they keep coming. They're coming. They're coming. They're coming closer. And the only thing that can stop them is when I close the door, when I go into disbelief. Because when I go into disbelief, they go further back and away. I'm willing to be surprised how they find me. I'm willing to believe that it's possible. People are ready to buy during the holidays. People are ready to buy any time of the year. They want what I have. They feel the clarity and confidence that oozes from me. They see in me what they want to achieve in themselves. I am my best client. I know this works. I've proven it to myself time and time again. I am the example of what is possible, and I am the example for them to show the world what is possible through them, because that's what it's about. It's the ripple effect. As we learn and know better and do better, we share with other people on how they can do the same. So guys, I want you to really question your beliefs. Your thoughts that you've been thinking for years on repeat have now become locked in beliefs, and there's now a feeling behind those beliefs. And if you're taking action from feeling disbelief, you're not going to be able to get the results you want. And that's what I want to encourage you to do, is really assess. Notice where your clients are coming from. Notice if your clients are not coming at all, because you're assessing results. How many clients do you have? What's the action that you took to get that result? And 0 clients is a result. What did you do to get 0 clients? What did you do to make $0 this month? What did you do to make $10,000 this month? What did you do to get the results that you have? You have to ask that question. Make sure you write it down. Don't rely on your brain. Write it down with a paper and pencil. Get all of the facts out. Do a true assessment and then shift accordingly. See what you can do differently. All right, that's what I have for you. Let me know if this worked, if it was helpful, if you were able to feel it in your body, if you want to know more about the feeling sensations of belief. And just know that it is your job to turn this around. Do not buy your brain's story that money is limited, time is limited, my clients are not consistent, they always just want to wait and see. Like, don't buy any of that stuff. That is your story. Be very careful. If you believe that, then you're coming from the feelings that you get when you hear yourself think that. And those feelings are going to drive an action that's going to create a result that you don't want. Do it consciously. Be aware. Really test out and question your thoughts. And know how you do anything is how you do everything. And so if you're doing this here, you're doing this in another area of your life. So set the intention to be mindful, to be careful, to keep yourself in belief every single day. When you wake up in the morning, if you have dread on your mind, if you're feeling apathy or defeat, or you feel like giving up, or you feel, don't get out of that bed. You lay down right there and you do this exercise and you start lifting up that belief and you start getting excited for the day. You start imagining the sunshine coming down on you and you start bringing it in, opening that door, start putting out that vibration and start drawing them in and make the commitment not to close the door. First thing, write down what is your belief scale right now and then what is your belief scale after you do the exercise. And that's it. You just want to assess it and then you want to make adjustments as needed. All right. Till next week.
Thanks for listening to this episode of More Than Mindset. If you're feeling stuck on your journey to health, wealth, and relationships, head over to www.portal.kimguillory.com to learn more about the Portal. It's a membership community where we take this work deeper, apply the concepts, and coach around the tough stuff.